Sector, and a formula developed in 1989 set the minimum university fee at 16,000 per semester. 30 years later, stakeholders say the fee is likely and rather unsustainable and have proposed a fee increment of 30%. Students and parents have threatened to hold protests over the same, bringing the question: with the current high cost of living and the cost of training diversified, are the elements justifiable? Grace Josephine explores.
Historically, the higher education sector has unsuccessfully petitioned for university students to pay more, factoring in the inability of the institutions to sustain themselves. A fee increment of 30% will match universities' needs and inflation experienced over the past 2 decades. This is according to the Kenya Universities Staff Union KUTV Secretary General Charles Mukwaya.
30 years, a lot has gone on in terms of the economic changes in the country, in terms of the value of the shilling itself, in terms of the cost of teaching material and stuff like that. The teaching vote in our universities is really strained. That I can vouch. So maybe the vice chancellors, when they were proposing that, they were looking at it from that point of view.
Stakeholders continue to argue that over the years, the cost of training has been diversified, incurring additional costs. Additionally, students' enrollment has increased, requiring more infrastructural development in and around campuses. While some Kenyans concur with the proposed increment, they feel it has been directed to the wrong audience, and the government, being the stakeholder of public universities, should be held accountable.
The model we are using in financing university education in Kenya is not known anywhere in the world. One, the fees that government students are paying, I want to tell you that it is 16,000. And this 16,000 was arrived at in 1990. From 1990 to date, I think it is close to 30 years. So the fees that was being paid in 1990 is what is still being paid now. The cost of living has gone up. Vice chancellors are getting a hard time to run universities. But we don't want to give them blanket check. What we are saying, let them account for what they are collecting first. Is what they can tell us that now this is the deficit.
This is so as to curtail any misappropriation of funds. Universities Academic Staff Union UASU Secretary General vehemently emphasized the government's role and involvement on the matter. The rise is set to spark protests by students who have previously opposed the move. Students who want to strike in regards to the university fee increment, as well as parents who are complaining of the high cost of living, are forgetting that sometimes these universities need finances to run and even money also to finance the machinery and facilities being used by these students. Grace Josephine, KU.